It's time for another top 10 list. This time it is for Adrien's most lovable characters. So choosing the 10 most lovable was kind of the easy part, but ranking them from like least to most was the hard part. So I have 10 DVDs on my lap right now, and I'm going to kind of decide as I go. At number 10, we have Dr. Bill Stewart from Solo. Dr. Bill is kind of the only person involved in the Solo project who has a moral compass. And he kind of passes that on to Solo, which is cute because he's a cyborg. And the other people in charge of the project are not happy about him having a conscience. So he's a very sweet character. It's just that he's not in it an awful lot, so that's the only reason he's number 10. At number 9, we have Steven from Dummy. I know some of you are probably expecting this to be higher because he is a very sweet, kind of timid character, very unlike the other characters Adrien plays. Most of Adrien's characters have kind of a swagger to them, you know, they're smooth. And Steven is none of those things, so he's a very endearing character. At number 8, we have Mario Bellini from The Undertaker's Wedding. He is, as with Steven from Dummy, he's kind of a timid character, but he has a little more swagger than Steven. But he is kind of the straight man in a sea of chaos in this movie, which is funny in itself. You know, he's the only serious person with all this crazy stuff going on around him, so it's very funny, it's sweet, it's charming. I would put it higher, but you know, the film itself is maybe not the best quality. But yeah, Mario is very lovable. Next up, we have Władysław Szpilman from The Pianist. He says we can call him Wladek, so let's do that. It's easier. He is very charming here, especially in the date scene with Dorota. And toward the end of the film, too, when he sees the people walking down the street and he just runs and hugs them because he hasn't seen anybody in a while. It's just very charming. I would have put him higher, but it's kind of weird to rank a real person character because it's not, I don't know, it's not so much a characterization. He's playing a real guy, so, but he is very charming. His version of Wladek is very sweet, so he had to make the list. At number 6, we have Kyle Morris from Harrison's Flowers. Part of me wanted to put him higher, but again, he doesn't have a ton of screen time, so it's hard to rank it above things where he's in it more. Kyle, he starts out as kind of a jerk, but after the story progresses, we see that he really has a very good heart, and he's a very lovable character. His interactions with Brendan Gleeson's character is probably my favorite thing. So yeah, Kyle's very sweet. He's somehow selfish and selfless at the same time, and I really like that balance. At number 5, we have Benji from The Last Time I Committed Suicide. Again, he is not in this very much, so it's hard to rank it higher. But when he's there, he is the most charming, sweet character in this film. There are several characters in this movie who are not very likable, so it's very refreshing to have a character like his mixed in. Pardon the rattle. At number 4, we have Sam Shapiro from Bread and Roses. I've mentioned him in some other countdowns, yes. He is one of my favorite Adrien characters. He is lovable, he's funny, he has a deep empathy to him. He's a really well-rounded character. And he's the kind of person you would really like if you knew them in real life, I think. So, number 4. At number 3, we have Richie Tringali from Summer of Sam. Richie is, the big thing about Richie is he is the only person who treats the character Ruby like a person. He shows her respect, he shows her love, and he lets her know that he doesn't expect the things from her that other men expect. And it's just a really sweet love story. It's kind of a secondary storyline that's going on, but it's a very sweet one, very captivating. At number 2, we have Jack Driscoll from King Kong. Jack is an incredible character. He's so well written and so well fleshed out by Adrien. And he's a balance of kind of reserved, and then he proves himself very heroic. And he's romantic, maybe a little too shy about that though. And he's very smart, and he's a well-rounded, wonderful character. He feels like a person, not just a movie character. So I really love Jack Driscoll. So he's number 2. And at number 1, I have Bloom from the Brothers Bloom. Yes, the only name we're ever given for him is Bloom. So I don't know if his name is Bloom Bloom or if his first name's Horrible and he just goes by his last. I don't know what the story is there, but I guess we'd have to ask Rian Johnson. But Bloom is the most lovable character I've seen Adrien play, hands down. And as Penelope's falling in love with him, so do we. He's actually the whole reason I wanted to make this list, so he has to be number 1. So that's my top 10 of Adrien Brody's most lovable characters. There were a few that were kind of on the fringes that I almost added, like Jack Starks from The Jacket or Peter Bauer from Backtrack. They're a different kind of lovable, if that makes sense. They're more of a character you really wish you could help, you really feel for them. So I went with more of the lighthearted lovable instead. Thank you for joining me. Take care. Like, comment, share, and subscribe.